Have you noticed something peculiar? The more you make yourself accessible, the less people seem to value you. You answer every call, say yes to every request, bend and twist to fit into the molds of others. And yet, strangely enough, the more you give, the more invisible you become. But the moment you step back, when you are no longer endlessly at hand, something shifts. Suddenly, your absence speaks louder than your constant presence. People recognize that your being had weight, that your presence was never trivial. This is one of life's paradoxes. When you are always there, you fade into the background. When you withdraw, your value shines like a rare jewel. Now, I do not suggest manipulation, nor playing cruel games. I am speaking of something far deeper, a way of living where you honor the worth of your own presence. For when you scatter your energy, when you hand out your time like trinkets, people begin to imagine it has no cost. Yet when you guard it, when you treat it as precious, others begin to see you not as noise in the background, but as music worth listening to. Consider the sun. It lights up the sky each day, but we only truly sense its absence when night comes. If the sun never set, would we not grow weary, desperate for shadow? Its brilliance is treasured because it rises and falls. In the same way, your life must have rhythm, a dance of giving and withdrawing, of presence and absence. For what is music but sound entwined with silence? Without the pause, there is no melody, only chaos. And so, with your life without pause, without absence, you become a blur. People hear you, but they do not listen. They see you, but they do not look. The truth is, many of us were trained from childhood to be endlessly available, taught that approval comes from obedience, that love is earned by saying yes. And so we carry this into adulthood, mistaking exhaustion for kindness. But love cannot breathe without space. A garden grows not only by rain, but also by sun and shadow. To withhold is not cruelty. To rest is not neglect. A tide does not always rise. A tree does not bear fruit in every season. Why, then, should you imagine that you are meant to give without end? You, too, are part of nature's great rhythm. And here lies the paradox. The moment you stop being endlessly available, your relationships deepen. People listen with care. They treasure the moments they share with you, because those moments are no longer cheapened by excess. Water poured without measure becomes waste. Water offered in scarcity becomes sacred. Likewise, your time. Likewise, your presence. Yet this lesson is difficult, for it stirs fear. What if I say no? What if they leave? But look closely. If someone values you only in your constant availability, is that love or convenience? True love endures your rhythm. True respect honors your limits. When you step back, you discover that the ones who matter do not abandon you. They grow with you. And what of yourself? When you stop being endlessly available to others, you begin to hear your own life again. In the silence, your soul whispers, You rediscover forgotten joys, hidden desires, and the quiet pulse of your own being. To be unavailable to the world is sometimes to be available to yourself. For a man who scatters himself in fragments is unnoticed, but a man who returns whole commands presence without demanding it. Wholeness has a gravity. It attracts, it holds, it commands respect. So, learn this rhythm. Say yes when it springs from truth. Say no when it protects your wholeness. Step forward when you are full. Step back when you must replenish. This is not selfishness, this is wisdom. And when you live this way, something extraordinary happens. You cease to be invisible. You stop being background noise. You become a presence, a melody, a rhythm that the world cannot help but notice. When you are endlessly available, something curious happens. You begin to fade into the